Welcome back to my INF writing tutorial. In this segment we're going to cover how you can go about renaming and deleting file names so that they go beyond the 8.3 character limit. So I've cut out a lot of stuff from this INF file as it is pretty much no longer relevant here, but of course, if I go ahead and install using what I've got here, it creates the files 1 and 2. And if I commence deletion, it'll point to the same source file section and delete the files. But say I want to call this something else. Like, say this would be called the first one, and this would be the second one, .txt. I'm going to show you. You might think of trying this first. Just type in the first one.txt and then the second one.txt. But if I go ahead and install now, these file names don't look right, and it even prompts me to reboot the computer. But of course, this is not something that I want to do because, in fact, it turns out that it will not rename the file names to their proper names anyway. So you can forget about that. Delete these and restore the original file names. In Windows 9X, the correct way to rename file names to longer ones is to add registry entries. So we'll add an add-reg directive called rename and put the rename section down here. And of course I want to give this a shorthand label because, again, these key paths are pretty long. We'll call this RenameFiles and software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, rename files. Generally, this key is going to be empty. Or in fact non-existent, because it's really only used in tasks like these and are cleared once any setup programs are finished executing. So let's go ahead and create a new registry entry under HKey local machine using our RenameFiles key. And we're going to create a default value which points to the desktop. Now, I guess one thing I should also do here is I should give a name for this set of files that are going to be renamed, which in this case will be these. Now, under this RenameFiles these key, I will create a new string value, and it will be called 1.txt, naming it after this file. You don't have to rename a file like this twice, like first rename it to a short file name and then to a long file name. That's not necessary. I just have to do it here because I'm copying files to the same directory in here for illustration purposes. Normally you'd be copying from one directory to another, and so these would not be necessary. But anyway, so just having that cleared up, let's go ahead and type in the new name of this file, the long, no first1.txt. And then we'll do the same with this time pointing to 2.txt and giving this the distinguishing second one. You can also set attributes to these files as they're being renamed. And this is a binary flag, so if you append a comma here, you can type a number, say 1 for read-only, 2 for hidden, and 4 for system. You can add these two together if you want, but we'll start off by making this one read-only. So let's go ahead and see if that worked. And there we have it. We have the first file and the second file. Let's try saving to this. This file exists with read-only attributes, just as we have set it. So we cannot write to it unless we, of course, uncheck this file. Now, if you want to be able to delete long file names, you have to add registry entries in the same manner. So we'll do add_reg equals delete and create a section here. And this key path is going to be largely the same, except now the subkey is DeleteFiles for deleting files with long file names. So again, under HKey local machine, this time using the DeleteFiles shorthand, and create a subkey called these. Point to the desktop again. And again, type in our short file names. Might not make much sense why you need to do that, but that's how it goes. Then type the long file name. That you want to delete. Do the same for the second one. And let's try to commence deletion. Refresh by pressing F5. Oh, I guess it'll do it automatically, but you may notice that it has not actually deleted this file because of its read-only attribute. But of course, if I go ahead and remove the read-only attribute, I can run this again and this file is gone. Let's go ahead and combine flags just to really give you an idea. Install. You'll see this has a bit of half opacity, I'd say, because of the fact that it is a hidden file. As you see, this hidden attribute is set. I have my folder options set to show hidden files in all directories, so we can in fact see this and we can open it like so. If I go ahead and untick the read-only attribute but keep the hidden attribute and then run this again, refresh, both the files are gone again. So that's really what it takes to rename and delete files with long file names. So say if you're copying a file and you want it to have a long file name, such as maybe some file from the Microsoft Plus themes, this is how it would be done. And that's really all there is to it. So in the next section, we'll teach you how to create start menu links. So see you then.